The Cruz Show.
On Real 92.3.
Coco Jones.
I'm gonna pass out.
Let's get it.
You better. Can you DJ my next thing for real? Because you took that. You ate that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
That was fire.
That's
At
Nico
first, I thought
Blitz
that was
right
you
there.
over here with them keys, and I went, wait, hold on.
That's Constantine. He's behind the camera.
Yeah, I ain't know my shit like that. You ate. I was so gagged.
That's Nico Blitz right there, man.
I know that's right, Nico Blitz. Okay, you ate that one.
Man,
I
Nico
got
gonna blitz, you feel me?
Hello?
Come on now.
Wow, that
Coco
almost
Jones
took
is
me
here.
out.
Now, that was crazy, right?
Yes.
You know why? Because it's respect, it's love. We value you here. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you. That was so
Seriously.
dope.
Yeah,
I
it's
appreciate
love.
that.
And you
Thank
know what? Like over the weekend, I was telling Jackie and Cruz, like, yo, like I slapped the album twice.
Yeah.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean? So I was
Period.
like, cool. Like, I want to integrate like a lot of the newer stuff that
Yeah.
you put on. It was like you, Taste, and a thing for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That
Like,
was so dope. I appreciate that so much.
I got you.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate that.
On site is crazy.
Thank you.
Love on site.
Thank you.
Nobody exists.
Yeah.
That's all you.
Yeah.
You wrote that alone.
Yeah, I did.
By
yeah.
yourself. So is that a writing session with inspiration? Is that something you had to pull from? Did you have that ready to go?
That was actually just me waiting on the other writer to get there. Yeah. I mean, because I really do love to co-write. I would say like 90% of the album was me involved in the studio doing something, and then a couple songs were sent to me.
We got to collab.
I love collabs,
Because
though.
there's beauty in collaboration.
I agree. But yeah, so there was just a beat. I was in the studio with London. I think we were in Miami, and I was waiting on Pooh Bear to get there.
Pooh
He
Bear,
was
my
late.
God. Shout out to
And
Pooh
that's
Bear.
okay, period. But yeah, I was like, well, what you got? Let me just see what I get. Maybe I'll start an idea, and then, we could finish it as a duo. But I just wrote that whole thing. And I didn't even know what it was going to give. I was like, okay, period. But then it just kept coming back up.
It kept coming back up. Yeah.
So would you say that you surprised yourself throughout this whole process of the album?
I definitely do. I definitely do, because I think, when you yourself are hardest on yourself. So I'm very very, very emotional about the songs. I like them all, and I can't pick, and I don't want to. So I literally have like a notes app with my team, and I'll just send the demos, and then I'll just close my ears and be like, I hope they like what I like, please, God. But I don't say anything because I don't want them to say anything based on me. But when they don't react to something, I'm like, a glass of wine, I guess. Literally. But I love all the songs. But yeah, I do surprise myself. I think also, I can't really tell if it's good. Because when you're doing stuff, you're like, I don't know if this is good.
Yours.
You're right
You've
there
heard
in
it
it. So
a
you're like,
million times.
Yes, bro, yes. But so I just leave it to my team to react and see. And then they kind of show me what stuff is everybody mutually agrees is
For
fire.
sure. On Most Beautiful Design. That's a rare future.
KRRL FM Los Angeles.
Goddamn.
That scared everybody. Sorry about that.
LOL.
That's Constantine pushing buttons. Constantine pushing buttons again.
No,
God
why
bless.
would you put him on blast
I'm kidding.
like that?
I'm kidding. That wasn't
That's
him.
hilarious.
That's iHeart Equipment. But Most Beautiful Design. That's Future. That's a rare sighting of that side of Future.
Yeah.
Right?
That was crazy to me. I didn't know he was going to be, the softer, vulnerable
Did you
side
think
of
he was
Future.
coming in with his toxic vibe?
.com, yeah. I mean, I thought that's what we know him for.
Yeah.
But I really think it was London who bridged that gap so seamlessly, because he works with both of us very much, and he's built a great chemistry. So I think he was able to kind of paint a picture of what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to put on this album and make that world, and figure out how to bridge both of those gaps so that we could both seamlessly fit on a record.
Yeah.
Because I really feel like we fit on that record really well.
Yeah.
And
No,
I
he
think
came to
the
see
rap-
you.
What you mean?
On that record. He came to see you.
wanted to
Now,
see your world.
please, now.
Nah, stop
He
it.
definitely makes the world his. I was
sure.
just happy to have the verse.
But he
I was
wanted
like,
to,
thank you, good sir.
But he wanted
Thank
to
you.
meet you halfway, kind of vibe, I think.
It definitely felt like
Flip the
that.
narrative
It
a
felt
little
like
bit.
that.
Nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that. That's growth as an artist.
That was really, really cool, really refreshing to see. And I was really excited for the culture to see that, because we do a lot of toxic songs in rap and in R&B. That's what we be doing.
Yeah.
But it was really a refreshing perspective on being in love. And I feel like the rap R&B combos, that used to be a thing in the 90s and stuff,
Ja
So I
Rule
was happy.
Ashanti.
Man, what?
Man, come on.
So I was happy to be able to do that on my debut album.
Yeah. Taste is dope live.
Thank you.
That
I
just
love performing
sonically
it.
sounds good, right?
Yeah.
And it just feels good, I think, right?
Thank
you feel
you.
good performing that.
I definitely do, but I'm not even gonna hold you. That was the scariest song that I have ever released so far.
Really?
Yeah. I just didn't know if people were gonna have adverse reaction. I mean, people did. It was you either loved it or you did not want to see me like that. You did not want to see me all sensual and not belting and singing my heart out. So I was
Almost pop
nervous.
princess vibe,
I tried. hello, like I did the Disney Channel thing for like half my upbringing. So like I really be on my pop shit too. Like I live for that.
I love
like
you.
I'm both of those things, you
Yeah.
know? So I wanted to be able to show that. And that's kind of the premise of Why Not More is like, I felt like, okay, people do know me for this. Should I just stay there? Is that what people want? Is that the safe thing to do? But then I was like, dang, I got these other things. I got other influences. I'm from Nashville. I want to do something a little country. I did the pop thing. I love Britney. I want to do that too. And so that kind of led to me asking myself, why couldn't I do that? And all the answers, I feel like they were just rooted in fear. So I had to just do it.
You got to. You got to jump. You got to jump. You know, is mom okay with some of the lyrics?
No.
In
She's not okay.
No,
but,
she's not okay. That's all right though.
You know, she's a mom. She loves her kids, and she's just going to be the wise counselor. You know what I'm saying? As we grow up, we got to learn things our way, as she did too. Looking at you, mom.
Yeah.
That's right.
But
yeah, they did some things to get us here.
.com. Let's not elaborate too much. All right, easy, Tiger.
No, honestly, though,
they
like,
did some things.
that's how it be. Because like even with on radio, like my parents learned so much about me through radio because we put our lives out there. And
Yeah.
sometimes my mom will text me. She's like, "What?" I'm like, "You could change the dial."
No,
it's cool.
literally,
like,
girl. I'm like, you
they
need to
live
start
here.
listening to soundscapes. Don't even listen to this song. No, but my mom understands. Like, I'm still figuring myself out and coming into my own. And I have the songs for every person. I know I have the young girlies. I know I have like the older people who love my voice for that nostalgic feeling. So I have Here We Go. I have Other Side of Love. I have all the different things for, you know, whoever's listening.
Did so Here You Go went gold. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right? That was
Thank
crazy.
you.
It's a Lenny Williams song, right? Twisted did it as well,
Yeah.
right? But like Lenny, did your dad ever put you on to music like Lenny Williams?
My dad and my mom definitely put me on.
Old
My
school,
dad,
right?
yeah, for sure. My dad claimed that he was a DJ back in his heyday. I'm like, I don't
You're like,
even see
where the pictures at?
Literally, I'm like, where's thy turntable?
Where the vinyl at?
Hello, but he definitely did put me on to like Slick Rick and like super old like Run DMC, like super old like rap that was like his prime of life, you know? And my mom was like the ballads. She was the Whitney Houston, the Mariah Carey. She was
for sure.
this is the audition song you've been to sing. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So definitely two different perspectives of music.
A lot of sounds.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Your parents or your family, they own a funeral home business.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. On my mom's side, they've had this family funeral home for generations.
Right,
It's like,
right.
I just know that it's like part of our history. Yeah.
Yeah. You ever work there?
I did not work there, but I did. I sang at a couple things.
Right. Hey, we have to coming up.
You
We
know,
gotta do what
you
we
gotta do what you gotta do.
If there's
Team
an
effort.
audience, you're performing. Right?
.com. I'm like, not the crowd I was looking for, but the show will go on.
It's a crowd nonetheless.
It's a crowd nonetheless, you know, tough crowd. Toughest crowd you'll ever perform. I mean,
But that's
seriously,
boot camp. That
like
made you
bone
strong.
shuddering. But no,
Because
I
you're
didn't
crying
do
over
anything too much.
sniffles, you're crying over,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
sorry,
like-
you're singing over sniffles, you're singing over crying, you're
Yeah.
singing over emotion and
it's
heaviness
definitely
in the
real.
room.
It's definitely real. And I do think that those type of environments, I would say like more gospel and church environments than that is what I've experienced. But that feeling of like needing to be a vessel for people to get that uplifting feeling has been a reason why I've gotten here so far, for sure.
I've
you know?
heard being around death gives you a certain strength that most people may not have or
Mm-hmm.
be able to receive in their lifetime because they see it at its end, right?
Mm-hmm,
And they see life at its end, and that gives you like a, I don't know, like a gratitude, like a sense of gratitude, a bigger sense of gratitude. Is that true?
Well, you know what? I'm not around death to that much
Yeah.
of a degree. That's on my mama's side, and they over there in South Carolina getting down like that. But I will say, when you come into an area like church, like that's
Yeah.
what I was raised in, singing in the church.
For sure.
And there is a sort of like a need for healing there that's very heavy to carry as a kid. But you kind of just like connect with God. Like that's where I feel like your purpose comes in, because to make people feel and to make that to tie those spirits together, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know exactly what you're feeling, and to uplift people in a way like spiritually, that would have to be, you know, being purposeful, letting God use you as a vessel, which I think that
That's right.
feeling
That's
carries
right.
over into my music now, you know?
100%. What
Has
up,
that
Jack?
side of the family ever been to a psychic medium, being that they like, you know, are around death so much?
Girl. We
No.
black. We don't really do that.
Yo, stop it. Yo,
Respectful.
Yo,
Completely
listen, we
respectful.
brown, right? So there's a lot of similarities, my
We
G.
ain't down with that though. we don't roll on that side of death. We keep it have a good one. Praise God. See you in the glory gate. We keep it right.
She said we black.
No,
girl.
that's hilarious. That is so funny. That does remind me of the story. So when I first moved to LA, like I was literally like just coming out of being like in this very contained box, like you're in the Disney thing, and I was very sheltered. Some people are. I did not have the normal experience. I really also didn't want to like rebel. I just wanted to work seriously. So when I came out here and I moved out here as an adult, I graduated early at 17. I was like actually living for the first time ever. Wow. And I remember I had this friend and she was super into like all of the witcheries and whatnot. And I was like, ooh, girl, that ain't my truth. But we went to this one little like Halloween thing and she was like, oh, we should get our cards read. I was like, okay, girl. We did that, and then I literally called my mom. I was like, Mom, pray for me. Pray for me, girl. I just had my cards read. I'm so sorry. I was so damn scared. We do not be playing like that.
Oh, yeah, we don't play that shit. Yeah.
Literally hilarious. I was like, it was too spooky for me.
Yeah.
It was giving Halloween Town.
Halloween Town.
I was like, let me move out.
All three.
Hello? All three of them.
All three of them.
I was like, it's too much. Too much.
Nah, I feel it. Yeah, you don't want to learn stuff. It's like going to the doctor, I guess, right? For like, it's like learning stuff. It's like, I wish I didn't learn that because now I got to deal with it.
Now, Jay, we do need to go to the doctor.
I know. Mexicans don't go to the doctor, dog. Like,
Y'all don't go to the doctor?
We wait till it's way
No,
too
Mexican
late.
men don't be going to the doctor.
Mexican men don't go to the
Nah,
doctor.
I feel like that's a lot of men. Why don't y'all care about your health?
We do. We just, we're going to figure it out.
They be scared of needles. They be scared of truth. They just like.
Do y'all believe that most men are like low-key babies?
Yes.
They're just grown little babies?
1,000%.
Amen.
Okay, period.
I'd be scared of that.
Do you
bill.
you agree yourself?
We're children.
What's going on in the world?
We're all children.
How do we
trying
know
to
this
be
and allow
adults.
it? Everyone grow up.
Yo, I know, right?
Why
It's
do we
crazy.
only have to be the ones that grow up?
That part.
I don't know if women totally. I mean, when does a woman grow up, right? I mean,
Like,
At birth.
like
At
immediately?
birth.
Right away, dog.
Like literally fresh out the womb. Like, anyway, let's get real.
was your brother like the golden child? Was he could he not do no wrong?
Yeah, he
Was he
definitely
served
was.
his meals? You had to make your own plate.
LOL. It wasn't that dramatic.
Okay, because
You will get called out. I'm the confrontation queen. I'd be like, let's sit down and talk about this because I'm feeling unheard. But no, I definitely feel like there's this thing with like moms and sons to where they're like, my son. And I'm like,
Yeah, for
okay.
good
I'm
reason.
like,
Hello.
why? What's so great about you guys?
We're the protectors.
Protecting of what? You've been protecting your health. You're not protecting your health, first of all.
defense.
Hello.
If somebody breaks into the house, we're the first ones who approach the danger. Not y'all.
Ask Nico and I who has a bat by their bedside.
Oh,
Okay, but that's
her.
not your best side. I got my
No,
fist.
see, I have a bat.
Yo, they're
I have,
engaged.
Yeah, this is my fiance.
They're on the
I
show
love
together.
that. Yeah,
That's so cute.
So anytime I'm not at the crib or DJing anywhere else, she keeps a knife by her bedside.
Because she's not playing around.
Yeah,
I guess
exactly.
not.
Just in case
See?
somebody needs to get sliz eyes.
Yeah.
It's real out here.
I have a bat, a taser, all hidden throughout the
I
apartment.
know that's right.
So-
I know that's right, girl. I
Yo,
love it.
the title track "Why Not More" with YG Marley,
Yeah.
right? That's man, what a vibe.
Thank
right?
you.
And so smart, I think. What
Thanks.
a smart collab there.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I really
come
am glad
about?
that it worked out like that. You know, with artists, it's like, oh my God, we should work together. And y'all don't work together.
Never.
Yeah.
Let's
But-
work, bro. That never happened.
Right. No, but actually this was a very like seamless collab, and YG Marley so dope. Like he just good vibes. So I was honored to be able to like make that work with him. And I think also Why Not More, the song is the sentiment of the album in a way too, because like R&B, but I'm on like this like island vibe. Like these are things that I was like, dang, this is out the box and this is something different than what I've done before. But I feel like, when am I supposed to teach the audience that I'm all of these different things? If not now, you know?
There you go.
And also
Yeah.
too, it was a good break between the album because it was R&B, and then
Yeah.
you get the YG Marley song, and then it's
Yeah.
more R&B
Yeah.
afterwards. I'm like, cool. It's like a good like refresher.
Yeah.
Now you're back to it.
That's real. That's real. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Nah. What's up?
Why not more? The tour's starting too. Right? How's that? Are you excited about that?
I'm
What-
so excited. Literally going to rehearsals right after this. Got my hoodie in the car.
Let's go.
I'm so excited. I think this time I'm way more intentional because I know that that's an important thing to consider. I feel like with the EP, it was kind of like, oh my gosh, I have all of this relevancy again. Oh my gosh, I have a show now. I'm signed again. I'm an adult.
Wow.
I don't want to mess this up. Everybody pick for me. So literally down to the color scheme, I didn't pick a thing. I didn't want to because I didn't want to be wrong. And I also was like, how does this work as an adult versus me being signed at 14 and not knowing anything to now being grown and being like, what do I need to learn here? Like, this is a real business. So I was kind of figuring it out. But this time on the tour, I've learned, okay, everything has to come from me. So what am I? What do I want? What do I want to say? Who do I want to be? And how do I want that world to be built out? So I'm really, really happy with like the aesthetics, the choreo, the music. It all is coming from me this time.
There you go. Yo, on TikTok, your countdown to the album drop was serious. Like, it was real.
Yeah.
And I think day 2, you're like, yo, I'm mourning. I'm in mourning.
Yeah.
What was that about?
I don't know. I was like...
Was it a shed maybe? I think you were shedding maybe a layer.
It felt like all of that, for real.
Yeah,
all
good
of
for
that.
you.
The girl that I was before this, because I take this stuff so seriously. Like, this is my life.
Nah,
and
it's not a game.
It's not a game. I really only get the one opportunity to do a first anything, for real. And, you know, as an adult, you have less and less first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was so important to me. And I'm so, like, critical of myself. Is this really the best work I could do? Is this really the best thing that I could really put on here? You know what I'm saying? Did I really impress myself? You know what I'm saying? So I think when it was finally done, there was such a relief that I just wanted to cry, you know, because I'd been carrying this, like, burden. And it's my job, no complaining out here, you know what I'm saying? But it's like a heavy pressure. Like, girl, I'm sure when you ran that marathon, you was ready to cry.
I did
Cause
cry.
like, did you not?
Every time.
That was like a perfect analogy. I ain't ran no marathon. I don't plan on doing that. But it felt
I
like,
cried during and I cried.
Really?
Yes.
Before, yeah.
No, Les, really?
Like, dang, I'm here. I'm doing it. Like,
yes. It's the reflection too. It's the reflection of like those critical times where you're like pushing past the most uncomfortable feelings. Like, I am not going to do anything half-assed. So like, I would try everything. I would try sessions with new people I didn't know. I didn't know if it was going to mean anything. And I would push past like, we're not vibing. This is not chemistry. But I love this track and I don't want to waste this track. So what do I do? You know, like all of these uncomfortable scenarios of like, go in and re-record that again. And now re-record it again. It wasn't hidden. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like all of the things you do to make something great, you just be like, like when it's finally over, it's like that pressure is lifted. Yes.
And I also feel too, like when you like let out those emotions, like crying or whatever it may be, like frustration, anger, you tend to go back and be like, those are the parts of your life that you just kind of remember in increments where you're just like, okay, I remember I got through that and I can keep on going.
Yeah. I definitely was so grateful too, like grateful that I've been raised by parents who've taught me like, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And that's just how it is, you know? So it doesn't make me scared, like maybe I ain't got it no more. Maybe I can't write another song, like maybe, but it's gonna be hard though. Because that, to compete with yourself and like to already do something good that's out in the world that people constantly are into and compare, and you know what that did. And to have that pressure when you're like, okay, now how do I do that again? But I'm not gonna be able to copy that exact same thing, but it has to feel that same way. It's just like, it's no joke. It's no joke. I felt like a scientist.
Yeah.
Yo, for real.
Literally.
That's insane.
Literally.
So there's got to be like a pile of songs to pick from, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then a certain amount makes the project,
Yeah.
right? And what happens to the other songs? They're put on hold. Do you go back to them?
Some, I mean, it's all types of stuff. Some of them are shopped out for like other artists. Like some of the producers are like, hey, can we shop this out? Because we really like it and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. Unless I'm like, hold on to that one, brother. Sometimes they're revisited. Like I have my oldest song, The Other Side of Love. The oldest song on this album is like 3 or 4 years old. It was one of the first songs that I ever did when I first got signed to Def Jam High Standards. And at the time, it wasn't time for it to come out on the EP. You know what I'm saying? Like people needed to understand me a little bit more. But yeah, so you revisit some of them, and some of them, I don't know. I don't know what happens to
Sit
them.
there, right?
Right.
You
No,
never know.
literally. But you never know. Like I heard this interview of Sabrina Claudio, I think, and she was talking about a song she wrote like 2010 or something that's now a Beyonce song. Like, you know, anything can happen. You never know. You know? You never know.
Nah, that'd be crazy, right? Like, yo.
No, literally, I'm like, you need this hard drive, friend. I will shoebop on a track.
Coco Jones trying to be part of the...
Expedite overnight.
Hello? I will personally
She's trying to be part of
hit that
Destiny's
marathon
Child.
to get to your studio. Hello?
The title, Why Not More, with a question mark, right? So it's a question.
Yeah.
So why call the album that?
Well, for me, myself, I wanted people to kind of understand where my head's at with this album. I'm not trying to say that I know this formula and I fully have myself figured out. That is not what I am right now. Right now, I am a lot of different things, and I got to fine tune it with time. So hopefully what people take away from this album is like, okay, Coco understands that this is a development thing. This is my first, and I'm nothing but going to grow. And I just want people to grow with me, and also to look inward for themselves and ask themselves the questions of like, what are the things you want to be doing that you're scared to do and why? And like really ask yourself if that answer is good enough.
Nah, that's great. I
Mm-hmm.
love that. Was there another title for the album?
So the other option was Coco, like the self-titled.
Yeah.
But I just felt like that is such a serious and she fully gets herself girl. And I'm like, I'm
And she's
not.
like super grown, and you're just like,
No, seriously. I'm like, she's like my mother, and I'm like her baby. And I'm like, I'm not her yet fully. And maybe I will be my next album. Maybe it'll take my third album. But I'll know when it's like, this is Coco. And I'll pose like this, like with the side profile.
You got it mapped out already.
Very president style, like, you know what it is.
In the pantsuit?
Maybe. I mean, I don't want to hurt him with the pantsuit. Don't hurt him.
Right.
You know.
Whoa.
it's giving like the Lash Artist like headshot that like the side profile.
That's hilarious. No, literally like lashes on 14 inch, and you're like, I'm like professional.
Yo, I had such a good time hosting that event with you at the
Oh my gosh,
iHeart
I did
Theater.
too. But was I ragging on you too much? I was just joking with you.
No, it was all good. It was all good. You know what was crazy is that I have a producer talking to me, and I'm listening to you, and I'm reading the questions behind you.
Fighting for your life.
Man, fighting for your life.
What? They had him up there, and then there was some technical difficulties, and he was like making jokes. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
He was like that comedian when you trying to like build your audience.
Yes.
You know,
That was me.
You really gotta convince folks. Ain't nobody fighting for their life more than a comedian that people don't know. They're like, they already mad. They already mad.
Your dancers were like, good job. They're like, oh my
No,
God, that was
seriously, I'm
hard.
like, you
I was like,
carried
yes,
that.
it was very hard.
Yes, it was very hard.
Was
I
very
feel you.
hard.
I feel you.
Nah, but we were up there working, man, and you were up
Hello.
there. You performed so much, and
Yeah, thank
you
you.
gave that crowd everything you had.
Thank
man.
you.
That's amazing.
That's what
Good job.
That's what I always strive to do. I literally I made this post on my Instagram, and it was my first album, quote unquote, ever. Literally 10 years old, and my mom like burned the CD on her Windows PC. She like put the like packing stickers all in the pattern of the CD to like print out the album artwork.
Wow.
Literally so DIY. But I listened to those demos and I could cry on command because I know how much I put into every single thing.
ma'am.
I would sing so hard. Literally, they would be like, you have to stop. Like, you have to take it down a notch. Like, literally, I would body them demos.
Yeah.
They did not know what to do with me.
Nah, for real. because
Nor
you
did I.
wanted it. You
I
wanted
wanted it so bad.
You
I was
wanted
not
it.
holding back,
I
ever.
mean, they had you singing on a Maury show, right?
I know. I don't
early
know why
as
I was
fuck
on
in the morning. Excuse my language, but it was early as shit.
Hello?
Right?
It was so early. That's actually a hilarious story because in the full performance, okay, so my mom, I used to feel like my mom had like the superpower of if I didn't do what she said, something bad was gonna happen. That's another reason why I was very straight A, okay? Very A. I was like, too much, can't risk it.
That's like being a Mexican girl.
What? What you mean?
Yeah.
Because your
yeah,
mom's be
Mexican
always right?
moms.
No, yes, literally
Yeah.
all the time. And now looking back, I'm like, fuck.
Yo, you should
I really
hear-
wish she wasn't
Seriously.
that.
You should
I
hear
know,
what her
bro.
mom told her, like about wearing makeup and stuff like that and
Yeah.
being ready and
What?
No,
What you
my
mean?
mom would always tell me like she was like you have to wear makeup everywhere you go because you never know who you're gonna be. I'm like, Mom, I just going to Target. Like
That's
that's
so
literally
real.
I just need to get one thing and I'm gonna come right back.
But, like,
She's
fix
like, no,
yourself,
you
you
need to
feel
get ready.
me?
I'm like, girl.
And then you be like, girl, you tripping, and go out somewhere and be fully seen,
Yes.
looking like a
Like,
hobbit. I'd be
bro.
like, well, damn. No, literally, my mom is so right. She was like, you need to rehearse before the morning show. It's really early. I was like, girl, but I do this in my sleep. Literally got up there and I sang If I Was a Boy, oof, and I cracked so bad. It was a crack. It was bad. Literally, and I had to keep it player because I am an actress at the end of the day. But then I was like, Mom, you were right.
yeah.
Literally.
But how old were you? You were.
I was 9.
9?
Yeah. Nah, we don't play like that over here.
Yeah.
In the Jones family,
Yeah.
there's a level to it. There's a level to it. And like, I knew like the work ethic that I am required to do I should have listened, you know? I learned the hard way.
Listen.
And now you rehearse every single time.
Hello? I'd be like, y'all, I gotta sing this real quick. Hold on.
That's right. Nah, man. The debut album, Why Not More, Coco Jones. The tour is on its
Yes.
way. You're on your way to rehearsal, right? Like,
May
yo,
6th is the tour start.
man. You know your team. Shout out to your team.
Shout out to my team.
You feel
Literally.
me? I've seen
Absolutely.
them hard at work, behind the
Absolutely.
scenes. That the stuff people don't get to see.
Yeah.
I've seen them hard at work, and they all have this look on their face like they got to get it right. We got to get it right.
Because they know I don't play. I'd be like, what's going on?